we are.
A new dawn.
Welcome to Fairmont Crest.
This is going to make history. How awesome is that?
Your family rules this community.
The drama in Fairmont Crest reaches dangerous new heights during the week of April 27th through May 1st on Beyond the Gates as long-buried secrets begin surfacing. Relationships are tested beyond repair, and several residents find themselves facing consequences they may not be able to escape. At the center of the week's emotional turmoil is Haley Lawson, whose carefully constructed lies are finally beginning to unravel in spectacular fashion. Meanwhile, Vernon Dupree makes a shocking sacrifice to protect Martin, proving once again how far the Dupree family will go to defend their own, while Naomi reaches her breaking point and unleashes years of frustration on Bill in a confrontation that could permanently destroy whatever remains of their fragile relationship. The week promises explosive revelations, emotional confrontations, and major turning points for some of the show's most beloved characters. As the week begins, Haley Lawson finds herself increasingly cornered by the consequences of her own deception. For months, Haley has manipulated situations, twisted narratives, and hidden critical truths from the people closest to her. What once seemed like harmless omissions and strategic half-truths have evolved into a tangled web that is now impossible to fully control. Several characters begin noticing inconsistencies in her stories, and suspicion starts spreading throughout Fairmont Crest. Bill, already skeptical of Haley's recent behavior, intensifies his investigation into her past and uncovers information that raises even more alarming questions. Every attempt Haley makes to contain the damage only seems to deepen the chaos around her. The pressure on Haley becomes especially intense when Kat begins connecting dots that others previously overlooked. Kat's instincts tell her that Haley is hiding something far more serious than anyone realizes, and she refuses to back down despite repeated warnings to leave the situation alone. Their growing conflict creates a tense atmosphere that threatens to expose secrets before Haley is emotionally prepared to face them. At the same time, Tomas quietly continues his own investigation, comparing notes with Bill and uncovering details that suggest Haley may have been manipulating multiple people simultaneously. The walls begin closing in from every direction, leaving Haley increasingly desperate and emotionally unstable. Elsewhere in Fairmont Crest, the Dupree family faces a devastating crisis when Martin's actions place the entire family under scrutiny. Vernon Dupree, determined to shield Martin from consequences that could permanently ruin his future, makes the heartbreaking decision to take responsibility for a situation he did not fully create. Vernon's willingness to sacrifice himself for his family demonstrates the depth of his loyalty, but it also creates significant emotional strain within the Dupree household. Anita immediately recognizes the toll this decision is taking on Vernon, and she worries that his sense of duty may ultimately destroy him emotionally and physically. Martin, meanwhile, struggles under the crushing weight of guilt. Watching Vernon step forward on his behalf forces Martin to confront the reality of his own mistakes in a way he has long avoided. For perhaps the first time, Martin begins understanding the full consequences of his reckless decisions and how deeply they affect the people who love him most. His emotional conflict becomes one of the week's strongest storylines, especially as several family members begin questioning whether protecting him is truly the right thing to do. While some sympathize with Martin's pain and confusion, others quietly wonder whether Vernon's sacrifice will only encourage further destructive behavior in the future. Nicole finds herself caught in the middle of the growing Dupree family tension. As someone who deeply cares about both Vernon and Martin, she struggles to remain supportive while also acknowledging the dangerous implications of Vernon's decision. Nicole's emotional exhaustion becomes increasingly evident as she attempts to mediate conflicts, calm fears, and maintain stability within a family that appears to be fracturing under pressure. Danny also steps into a supportive role, offering emotional guidance and reminding family members that secrets and avoidance rarely solve anything in the long run. The emotional centerpiece of the week arrives when Naomi finally reaches her limit with Bill. For years, Naomi has carried resentment, disappointment, and unresolved anger regarding Bill's choices, manipulations, and repeated betrayals. While she has often attempted to maintain composure and avoid direct confrontation, The events of this week push her beyond her breaking point. During a fiery confrontation, Naomi unleashes everything she has been holding inside, delivering a blistering verbal attack that leaves Bill stunned and emotionally shaken. Naomi's confrontation with Bill is not simply about one recent mistake. Instead, it becomes an emotional reckoning years in the making. She accuses him of prioritizing control over compassion, manipulation over honesty, and ego over family. Every unresolved wound resurfaces as Naomi forces Bill to confront the damage his behavior has caused not only to her, but to countless others throughout Fairmont Crest. The scene is expected to be one of the week's most unforgettable moments, with emotions running high and neither side willing to back down. Bill initially attempts to defend himself, insisting that many of his decisions were made with good intentions or under difficult circumstances. However, Naomi refuses to accept excuses any longer. Her frustration stems from years of watching Bill avoid accountability while others were forced to clean up the emotional fallout of his actions. The confrontation leaves Bill visibly rattled, and for the first time in a long while, viewers may see genuine vulnerability beneath his typically controlled exterior. The fallout from Naomi's outburst extends far beyond her relationship with Bill. Several other characters begin reevaluating their own connections with him, questioning whether they have ignored warning signs or tolerated behavior they should have challenged long ago. Haley, in particular, becomes increasingly nervous as Bill's emotional state grows more unpredictable. If Bill continues digging into her secrets while simultaneously dealing with personal humiliation and family conflict, he could become more dangerous and obsessive than ever before. Ashley also faces emotional challenges during the week as tensions surrounding Grayson continue escalating. Already overwhelmed by stress and uncertainty, Ashley struggles to maintain her composure while supporting the people around her. Her scenes with Naomi become particularly meaningful as the two women bond over shared frustrations, emotional exhaustion, and the difficulty of trusting people who continually disappoint them. Their growing friendship provides some much-needed emotional grounding amid the chaos-consuming Fairmont Crest. Meanwhile, Joey finds himself navigating increasingly dangerous territory as multiple storylines begin intersecting around him. Joey's tendency to manipulate situations for personal gain places him in a precarious position, especially as tensions between various families continue rising. Vanessa grows more suspicious of Joey's behavior and starts questioning whether he has been entirely truthful about recent events. Their relationship becomes strained as Vanessa struggles to determine whether loyalty to Joey is worth the emotional cost. Donnell also becomes more involved in the week's unfolding drama. As someone who has repeatedly witnessed the consequences of dishonesty and secrecy, Donnell warns several characters that unresolved truths eventually destroy everyone involved. His perspective adds emotional weight to the broader themes of the week, particularly the idea that lies rarely remain hidden forever. Donnell's conversations with Vernon are especially powerful, as he attempts to persuade Vernon that sacrificing himself may not truly protect Martin in the long term. Anita continues serving as one of the emotional anchors of the series during this difficult period. Although deeply concerned about Vernon's choices and the growing instability within the family, she remains determined to hold everyone together. Anita's strength becomes especially important as younger family members begin emotionally unraveling under the pressure of ongoing scandals and confrontations. Her scenes throughout the week emphasize themes of resilience, forgiveness, and the painful sacrifices often required to protect loved ones. The week also features several quieter emotional moments that help balance the larger dramatic storylines. Samantha and Jessica attempt to focus on their futures despite the tension surrounding their families, while Tyrell struggles with conflicting emotions about loyalty, truth, and responsibility. These smaller character moments help reinforce the idea that every resident of Fairmont Crest is affected by the choices and secrets of those around them. By the end of the week, the emotional landscape of Beyond the Gates has shifted dramatically. Haley's lies are closer than ever to full exposure, Vernon's sacrifice leaves the Dupree family emotionally fractured, and Naomi's explosive confrontation with Bill changes the dynamics of multiple relationships throughout Fairmont Crest. The sense of instability and uncertainty lingers over every storyline, leaving viewers eager to see what consequences will unfold next. What makes this particular week so compelling is the emotional realism beneath the soap opera spectacle. While the series thrives on shocking twists and dramatic confrontations, the core of these storylines remains deeply rooted in universal themes: family loyalty, betrayal, accountability, sacrifice, and the devastating impact of dishonesty. Every major character is forced to confront difficult truths about themselves and the people they love, creating emotional stakes that feel genuine despite the heightened drama. Fans of Beyond the Gates can expect a week filled with powerhouse performances, emotionally charged dialogue, and game-changing developments that will likely shape the direction of the series for months to come. Whether it is Haley desperately trying to keep her secrets buried, Vernon carrying the burden of protecting Martin, or Naomi finally saying everything she has kept bottled up for years, every storyline delivers intensity, heartbreak, and unforgettable emotional conflict. As Fairmont Crest continues unraveling under the weight of secrets and betrayal, one thing becomes increasingly clear: nobody can hide from the truth forever.